Hey guys, Ken here, and I hope that everyone's doing good out there. 3 episodes into the book of Boba Fett, and I'm finally ready to admit that this show seems to have a fucking problem. Now, some people have said to me, give it time. It's a slow burn. Look, guys, this isn't some Agatha Christie whodunit murder mystery. You can get straight to the point, And I'll admit that it's slow and it does burn, though the two words are not necessarily together. Now, I'm not sure what the tone for the character of Boba is supposed to be in this series. Fans expect him to be a badass. He has a legacy of over 3 decades of being perceived as a tough guy, the baddest bounty hunter in the galaxy. Well, good luck, because you rarely get a glimpse of that so far in the series. Most of the time, Boba seems quite chill, utterly relaxed, and maybe even a bit lethargic. But mostly, he just seems to be so damn nice and understanding. Now, why is Boba Fett being portrayed as being nice? In a lot of scenes, Boba just seems to take a lot of shit from people around him and even excuses an assassin who tried to kill him. Stuff like that. He says he wants to rule Tatooine with respect and not fear. But dude, you have a reputation of being feared, or don't you? There's a scene in the episode where Boba is talking to this jerk-off aide to the treacherous mayor's character and requesting an audience with his master. Now, the aide is clearly giving Boba some bullshit excuses to delay his mission. The whole time I'm wondering, why doesn't Boba just blast this fool? Okay? Instead, it is Mistress Fennec who steps in and threatens to end the aide's life if he doesn't do as they say. Boba later tells her that she was being maybe a bit heavy-handed. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Okay? Is this even the same Boba Fett who just a few weeks prior to that straight up fucking murders Bib Fortuna without a single hesitation? Okay? He straight up murders him and like half the palace in order to take the throne. Alright? You guys remember that, right? Just shot him. Without giving him even a second chance to say a word. Okay? That was like some cold-blooded shit. Even I thought that Bib deserved at least an appeal, but no. Boba just killed him, alright? Now where's that guy? Okay, is this Boba a clone? Now, I did see a lot of complaints from fans that so much of the first 2 episodes was spent delving on flashbacks involving Boba's time with the Tusken Raiders. Okay, his secret past with the Tusken Raiders. And man, they sure did take their time with these flashbacks, okay? However, instead of stuffing these scenes full of excitement, a lot of the moments felt like dances with wolves, okay? In the valley of the Tusken Raiders. Now, episode 3 seems to put a full stop to that, okay, with a scene that shows the entire Tusken Raider encampment slaughtered by a rival group, okay? Boba is conveniently late to the party and is of no help, except to see to burial arrangements. While burning their bodies, I was surprised that Boba also discards into the fire all the souvenirs and mementos he earned from his time with the Tuskens, okay, including the Gaddafi stick and all that stuff. And it seemed a bit odd because they've been building him up as such a sentimental guy. Alright, now he's just burning away all this stuff that he earned from his time with the Tuskens. Anyway, with the Tusken Raider flashbacks out of the way, it seemed like the story was free to progress into current, present-day events. Unfortunately, everything that's happening in the present seems to plot along just like a banta. Now, in one scene, Boba is asked to assist with a gang of jobless teenage street punks who are terrorizing the sector. Now, these characters all look like extras from the Fast and Furious Spy Racers animated series on Netflix. The gang is extremely disrespectful to Boba. One of them even calls him an old man. Yeah. Well, instead of reining them in, Boba sympathizes with them and offers them a job instead. That's right. Just like that. A job at the palace. No audition required. So what about the rest of the unemployed in Tatooine? Is Boba gonna be looking out for everyone else as well? I will say that the scene where the Black Wookiee, aka Black Krrsantan, attacks Boba is pretty cool. Black Kristan stirred up a lot of attention from the fan community with his cameo appearance in the last episode, and he's in fact the character that first appeared in the Star Wars comics that Marvel has been putting out since 2015. No surprises then that the issue in which he first appears, Darth Vader issue number 1, has now rocketed in value. Anyway, he's portrayed as one hell of a tough Wookiee gladiator and is seen repeatedly tossing Boba aside like a rag doll. It turns out that the teenage street punks that Boba offered employment just moments before have to run in and now rescue him. What? Get the hell out of here. I know that Boba was in the recuperating chamber when the attack happened, but isn't the baddest bounty hunter in the galaxy prepared for stuff like this? Just get the hell out of here. Anyway, it turns out that half a dozen street punks, 2 Gamorrean guards, and Boba himself cannot stop Black Kristan's rampage. It takes Mistress Fennec to get the drop on him. I will say that, at the very least, in the entire series so far, she is the one character that can probably be counted on for consistent badassery. The appearance of the Rancor monster as a gift from the Jabbas was a surprise. It's great seeing the Rancor on screen again, especially after the tough year that this poor creature has had with the recent cancellation of his planned action figure from Hasbro, aka the biggest Rancor figure ever that was to be, but the figure was cancelled due to lack of pre-orders from fans. But will his return here on screen now rejuvenate interest? Time will tell. But for now, mostly, we are treated to some loving scenes of Boba patting and caressing the Rancor like a gentle puppy dog. It turns out the Rancors are actually peaceful creatures that only attack when they are threatened. Seriously? Then what about all those innocent victims that the Rancor munched on in Return of the Jedi? Remember that screaming Gamorrean guard that he ate? The guy was just trying to run away. Okay, anyway, if you were to tell me all the way back in the 1980s, okay, like when I first saw The Empire Strikes Back, and the part where Boba menacingly says, "He's no good to me, dead," that the same Boba, okay, would now, almost 3 decades later, be depicted acting all cute and adorable with a Rancor. I would just say, get the fuck out of here, okay? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. We are also introduced to Danny Trejo's character as the new Rancor trainer, Machete himself. Speaking of which, Machete 2, if you remember, if you ever watched it, it ended on a cliffhanger with the series going all Star Wars into space. Okay, so is this the long-awaited sequel? Anyway, seeing him here makes you think that you're finally about to get some legit tough guy action. But no. It turns out the Rancor trainer's a really nice guy too, okay? Really nice, sweet and mellow. If you were having a sugar withdrawal at the time that you were watching this, well, this shows all the sugar that you need. It's a vehicle chase scene in this episode that takes place in the streets of Mos Espa. Now, I don't know why, but for a scene that's just overflowing with potential, it is instead executed with some of the laziest action choreography that I've ever seen in a vehicle chase scene in the movies. Okay? I'm sure the show has the budget to give us a speeder chase scene on the level of what we saw in The Phantom Menace, alright? Hell, they even have the chance to give us something like Fast and Furious in space here. But no, what we got instead was some of the most boring movements of speeder vehicles that are moving from point A to point B that were ever captured on screen, okay? The most absolute boring. Now, everything looked really jerky, okay, and the movements of the vehicles was just really unnatural. It kind of looks like it was being executed with discount stop motion. At the end of the episode, there is the threat of a rival syndicate stepping onto Boba Fett's turf to declare war. And, Boba's like, yeah, well, they want a war, well, we'll be ready. But at which point you're just like, so what? Okay, so fucking what? Okay, with everything that happened before, everything that was leading up to this moment, there's just no way you're hyped up for any of this. At the end of the episode, I was kind of like staring at disbelief at the screen when I saw the end credits roll, and it said that the episode was directed by Robert Rodriguez, okay, and it was written by Jon Favreau. These guys are legendary content creators, okay? They've created some of the best Star Wars content prior to this. They've created some of the best episodes of The Mandalorian. what's happening here? Okay, what happened with this episode? All right, somewhere out there, there could be sort of like a director's cut of this particular episode that's just so much better. But for right now, it just seems that this is what we have, and it's pretty awful. Okay, it's really inconsistent. I'm not really hyped up for the remaining episodes. I am going to watch them. However, I'm still a Star Wars fan. Let me know what you guys think of the episode. Okay, let me know what you guys think of the Book of Boba Fett so far. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And I do appreciate you checking out the video. I'll catch you guys again real soon. Yeah, thank you.